Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 13th of November. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And we're coming at you today from number 6 Hobart Street in Bentley, which is the most magnificent house, Gary.
Hobart never looked so good, did it, Phil? We are right in the heart of Bentley in this magnificent home, which we're going to talk about.
We will talk about in a few moments' time. Before we do so, we're going to talk about the weekend that was. And I don't know whether you've noticed, Gary, but my voice is a little bit husky today.
It is, a bit husky, a bit hoarse, a bit sexy, Phil, actually.
It is a bit sexy, Gary, and it's hoarse because I did 6 auctions yesterday. Got home at 5:30, collapsed on the couch.
Yes.
My alarm went off at 7:15. I had to get to Brighton to do a charity auction for the National Breast Cancer Foundation.
Good on you.
Got home at 11 o'clock,
Yep.
got up this morning and then went out to do some training for one of the big building companies in Melbourne who I think will remain nameless.
Right, it's yesterday morning, yes.
Yesterday morning,
Yeah.
but it's been an action-packed 24 hours.
Fantastic. Well, good on you, good on you. It's good to see you doing some work. And it's good that you are a bit hoarse because it is the horse season. And in fact, the horse season's now over officially, so it's down to work. The Cup weekend's over.
We might see you back in the office now.
You may just do that.
I know that you did spend many days where you weren't in the office, you were uncontactable, but apparently spotted at the carnival.
Look, I had a client that I had a meeting to that was very committed to the racing industry.
And
I had to go and meet on their terms.
Did you get the listing?
Of course I got the listing, Philip. What are you talking about? Let's talk about the weekend that was, Philip. And I see you having a bit of a go at me. I'm going to have a bit of a go at you because I know I did okay on Saturday, Phil. I did 4 auctions. They all sold.
Is that right, Gary? Well, finally you've actually... it's a
late
late run though, isn't it?
How many did you do on Saturday?
It's a late run.
I think you did
Gary.
1, is that right?
What I do know is that we had 15 auctions for the weekend and we sold out 11 out of 15, which gives us a clearance rate of 69%. And as the bars go up, Gary, you'll see that the industry did 60%. Again, we were well in excess of the industry.
We were, Phil.
And we had some fantastic results out there.
Should we put a bar up for auctioneers now? Because I got 100% clearance. So I can only presume, and I'm no mathematical genius, that the average was brought a little bit down from your efforts on the weekend.
As I say, Gary, you are having a very late run. And
like a politician, you're not answering the question.
Clearly
you're not addressing the issue.
Clearly you went missing between the months of February and October, but a late run in November. Good to have you back.
I come good this time of year, don't I?
Good to have you back in the business.
The spring carnival. Let's talk about what happened.
And by the way, finally you had a haircut because you looked shocking last weekend on GPTV. And not only did you look shocking, and most viewers saw that you looked shocking, but you even got some feedback, I believe, on the weekend from the vendor at Downshire Road, who did say you looked last week to be dishevelled.
Dishevelled was the way I was described by my cousin in America, Philip, as I sold my dear aunt's flat in Downshire Road with a reserve of 400, and we sold it for $439 to an investor who's going to give it back to us to rent out.
Well,
so we still have an
goodness,
ongoing relationship.
He looked at your haircut and said, no, you don't look dishevelled, you look lovely. But can you keep your hair looking like that? Because really in the last few weeks you've looked like crap, I don't mind saying.
I've got lots of hair, Philip, you know, I'm lucky, so don't be jealous about that. Let's keep moving on and talk a little bit about the weekend. Saturday, that was Downshire Road. Before that, there was an auction, Oakley Road. Beautiful home filled with a great back garden, opposite some parklands and beautifully furnished by a very good professional company who set it up magnificently. And
MHD, I believe.
It is, Philip, and we sold that house for, against reserve of 1,150, I think it was, for 1,287.
What a great result. Leo Samuel did that auction, unfortunately.
No, I did it.
Right.
That's it, mate.
So you
That's
did
the credit I'm not getting. He's even now, you've become so desperate because of your poor performance on the weekend. You're even now deflecting my options to others.
I'm sure Leo did that auction.
Why don't you say you did it?
Do you actually remember being there, do you?
I do. I remember being there and I did the auction and I sold it. But don't worry, we'll get to your auction soon. Let's talk about the other one that was done by Leo, and that's in Fairbank Road. That one sold for 600 against a reserve of 550. We reviewed that on GPTV last week. We thought it would go well, and Daniel Rees handled it, and it went very well. In the afternoon, Phil, believe it or not, Ripley Grove.
Ripley Grove, and I'm pretty sure I didn't do the auction there either.
You didn't do it because it sold and sold really well.
You know what? You've now got your training wheels off.
Yes.
You should probably do a few more auctions.
I might just do that,
Phil. Good.
I think I could teach you a few things. Let's talk about some of the properties reviewed on GPTV, auctioned by Mr. over there, that didn't sell but are still available. Fortunately for somebody, very lucky, one of those is that house in Newstead. That is such a beautiful
Incredible house, Gary.
We did GPTV from there last week.
It won't take long to sell that.
It shouldn't.
Because it's really one of the most stunning houses I've ever seen.
And it won't take a whole lot over $2 million to sell that, Philip, I think. And I sort of thought, I think that's kind of got a $2.5 million feel about it, but it won't take that much to buy.
Without question.
So that was a great opportunity for somebody. Didn't sell, unfortunately. Maybe it was auctioneer related, I don't know. But anyway, it's still available, as didn't Airdrie Road sell, but that's someone else's good luck, because that's
Absolutely.
a great house too, isn't it?
An amazing house on in excess of 12,000 square feet of land, or in excess of 1,100 square metres for those modern people out there that are watching. But that's an incredible house, great opportunity, incredible street, and once again, I don't think that will be around for too long.
Couple of top-end properties that didn't sell still available, but don't fear, the top end of the market is still in good shape. A number of other properties did sell well. Currawina Road sold on the weekend, which was terrific.
Competitive auction. In fact, I think that was published in the Australian today.
It was a big article about that in Australia, but that one sold for $1.4 million.
And we actually had 5 people bidding there, Gary. Yeah. So, you know, once again, we've talked over the weeks on GPTV about depth of interest. 5 bidders there. That's a real statement about that mid markets, if you like.
And one Lamella, Philip, that we didn't sell earlier, we auctioned once before, we've auctioned it again, and this time, lo and behold, 2 bidders, off we went, passed in, sold soon after, undisclosed price.
It is undisclosed price. I think what's interesting, let's talk about Lamella for a moment, because we auctioned that about 2.5 months ago, and great house, great location, beautifully presented, well marketed, didn't get an offer on the day of the auction. We passed it in, went to private sale, and then we decided, well, the end of the year's coming up, why don't we re-auction it?
Yes.
And this is something now that we've done a number of times.
We have 4. We counted 4 recently.
Four recent re-auctions, and all 4 have sold.
They have, Philip.
And this time around, we had 2 people bidding.
And you were the auctioneer, and it's still sold. There you go. Go figure. You couldn't get out of the way of that one happened, could you? Let's talk about some of the stuff that's coming up. Firstly, we've got this house in Hobart Street, Philip. This is a beautiful home, isn't it? A great location.
Houses don't get any better than this, Gary. You've got a really elegant facade. You've got a floor plan that's just set up for family living. You've got everything that opens and shuts here. The luxury list here is extensive, but it's just got a real openness about it. But at the same time, you've got rooms for all different activities. So I think this is really an exemplary form of family living at its finest.
And Bentley just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a great suburb. It's always been good because of Centre Road, which is
well,
just one of the best.
I drove along Centre Road to get here, and the number of cafes and smart cars and good-looking people everywhere. I mean, Centre Road has become a really fashionable strip.
And great schools.
And it's only going to get better and
better.
Parks.
And easy access to the beach. And this house got some great gardens and some beautiful alfresco living, so we can recommend this one. It's coming up very soon, and we can highly recommend 6 Hobart Street, Bentley. Come and have a look at it. Let's talk about a few of the others that are coming up. Some of them this weekend.
Gary.
We've got some big properties coming up on Sunday, Phil. We should talk about a few of those.
Absolutely.
One of them is on Sunday in the morning, and that is at 96 Balaclava Road, right in the heart
of the Golden Mile, Gary, on the corner of Ontario Street with a north-facing back garden. A period home on a really good-sized parcel of land. So this is either somebody's going to renovate this house, or they're going to pull the house down and build a fabulous brand new home. It could go either way.
That one is going to be Sunday, Philip, at 11:30 a.m.
Yes, it is.
An hour later, Philip, you're at number 12 Alton Street. That's at 12:30 p.m. this Sunday.
And it's a favourite address of mine, Gary. It's a brilliant location, just between Kooyong Road and Hawthorn Road. You can walk to the tram in Balaclava Road. You can walk to the cafes on the corner of Hawthorn Road and Balaclava Road. And the fabulous Caulfield Park is a short stroll. So you'll see, by the way, Gary and I are there every morning at 5:30 doing push-ups and doing laps of Caulfield Park.
Running, sweating.
You know, we're just so fit and healthy and vibrant and alive.
Of course we are. Tell us a bit about that house, Phil.
Beautiful house. You know, builder's own home. 2-storey, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, massive entertaining areas. Not a chip or scratch. It's absolutely in as brand new condition.
We've got the pleasure and privilege. We sell some great houses, don't we?
We get some great houses. How good's our life?
It's a good life.
No, we do. We have a great life. Great houses, great apartments, great clients, great partners, great team. Honestly,
it's all beautiful, isn't it?
You know, it's fantastic.
Wonderful. Finished now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That was great. I did enjoy that. Thanks for that. You've got to remind yourself.
You do. You've got to smell the roses occasionally, and particularly as it's spring, Gary.
Exactly
what better time to smell the roses?
Roses are out.
Yeah.
And I think there might be some in Wootton Grove, Philip, because we're selling that house right on the corner of Otira and Wootton. We've actually sold this house once before.
We have.
And it's a fabulous house.
This is an incredible home.
Beautiful
Architecture of the 1960s and 70s at its absolute finest. Cubic architecture, corner position, dead centre right in the heart of the Golden Mile.
It is.
Corner Wootton and Atira Road, in excess of 10,000 square feet of land. A big, solid brick, beautiful floor plan home that's been renovated throughout. Move straight into this one, Gary. It's a plum.
And it is a home of a former stylist, actually, interior designer, who had made that look beautiful when they refurbished it once before. So we're looking forward to offering that one. That's at 3:30 on Sunday.
Another busy Sunday, Gary. Busy Sunday, busy Saturday. Spring's here. It's all happening.
I woke up last week, turned on the radio, I should say, and I heard in the morning that real estate prices had come down. I came home from work, had the radio on, and prices had gone up. That was the report.
Well, what station are you listening to?
Well, I'm wondering what happened that day. Property prices going down. So there's a lot of confusion out there, a lot of different reports, a lot of different stories. What do you reckon's going on?
All right, so here's my take on it, Gary. The last 2 to 3 years in real estate has obviously been quite difficult.
Challenging.
And we did see prices go from an all-time peak to a new level, which was probably anywhere from 10% to 20% down.
As much as 20
in some occasions.
And some cases not even 10%.
No, absolutely. And some properties have been selling for the same prices, if not more. So it's been an unusual market, but we've called this a number of times now over the last few weeks on GPTV. There's no question there's more bounce in the market. The buyers are now starting to talk about wanting to get into the market, not necessarily with a sense of urgency, but with an understanding that it's probably not going to get any better than this to be buying as a buyer. So I will be predicting right now, that we've seen the market turn. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to see a massive jump, but we are seeing a bit more confidence out there.
It does seem inevitable the prices will go up again. I mean, that has been always the way it's been. And I know that people accuse us of hype and of talking the market up, but ultimately that's just what happens. And it's a matter of when and how much, but it certainly has solidified, if nothing else. It's
real
going
estate
down.
has always been a cyclical business. And unfortunately, as consumers, we get addicted to booms.
Yes, we do.
And we were all addicted to the last boom. But if we look back over the last 50 years in real estate, and if we just talk about Melbourne, if you join the dots, there is a solid increase over time. But along the way, we have peaks and troughs. And generally speaking, the cycles tend to be 5 years apart from the top to the bottom, to the top again, tends to be 5 years apart. And we're halfway through that now. So, there's no reason for us not to think in a fantastic country like Australia, where essentially all of the economic fundamentals are sound, that property prices will rebound as they always have and always will.
You know what, if I didn't know you better, I'd think that was a very intelligent comment.
It comes from both the heart, Gary, and the head. And there's no question, if anybody ever wants to talk to me about real estate, it's my favourite subject. And I am, after all of these years, a very knowledgeable guy, Gary.
Well, we can leave that one up in the air and maybe we'll close on that note. It's been a big week in real estate. There's still lots happening. We've got the end of middle and end of November, and we've got half of December, which is a strong month.
Absolutely.
And then it sort of gets a little bit quiet. And then
we take a break.
Again. A little break.
And we'll be taking a GPTV break, won't we? I'm not sure when we're going to come back, but we'll probably have our last episode maybe the third week of December. We'll take a bit of a break, Gary, refreshed, recharged.
Cartoons or something.
And we'll probably come back, I don't know, maybe late January, early February. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
So before we go, Gary, I just want to tell you very briefly, saw a fantastic film on Saturday night, Argo. I've heard it's what a great movie. And
I don't think anyone really cares about what you think of movies.
No, it doesn't matter. I know, I'm giving it 4 stars, by the way. I saw the shorts to the new James Bond movie. I reckon we should do something around the James Bond movie and our GPTV viewers. So stay tuned next week. We have an announcement.
All right, fair enough. We'll look forward to bringing it to you, to our viewers next week. A James Bond announcement. Thanks very much for tuning in. Another big week in real estate wrapped up, and we look forward to seeing you next week on GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.
Bye for now.